Okay, so I'll do a brief walkthrough just to show you where I'm at right now, and then I'll do another one with all the lights off to get an idea of what it's going to look like on Halloween night. But nothing's really changed here. I still need to do all my color washes and that. I've painted my rusty panels and rusty columns. You can see I've assembled my first pipe manifold, so I'll have pipes coming out of there. I rusted and did a little faux finish, some silver highlights on the metal panel behind there. And then this is continues the boiler room theme. I just finished doing these bricks today. I'll do a cutscene right here, and then I'll show you how I made those. To make a faux brick wall, first get a sheet of 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch foam, and then mark the dimensions of your brick. I'm using 8 by 16 inches, and I just use a piece of scrap paneling, or you could use a scrap piece of board as a guide stick. And I'm using a foam cutter from the Hotwire Foam Factory. If you've never used one of these things, I'm kicking myself for not buying one sooner. They're amazing. They make awesome cuts. So notice I'm just using the straight edge of a scrap piece of wood to help guide my foam cutter to make a nice clean cut. Now notice that I've put some paneling up on my furring strips. You can use an 1/8 inch panel, scrap plywood, cardboard, whatever you have. And I've used just some acrylic and silicone caulking to adhere the bricks to the paneling. Now I'm using my Hotwire foam knife to just kind of put some slashes in the bricks just to add some interest. And you know, a lot of people use the entire foam sheet and then they carve the lines into them, but they do it with a Dremel tool or something like that. But I just don't want to deal with all the little styrofoam particles everywhere in my garage. So once you do that, then what I do is I just use a sprayer with some flat latex paint that's been thinned down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot all the joints. And then once that's done, it'll look like this. And notice that I also shoot the cracks that I made with the Hotwire knife. That's really important, and you'll see why. Because when you roll it out with a roller, I'm just using kind of like a stone gray. When you roll it out, that's when the magic happens. And this is what an entire panel looks like. So it really gives you that wow effect. This is my newest kind of mad scientist panel. This is really like a boiler room or furnace panel. Again, I'll pop the lights on or pop the lights off so you can see what that looks like. I got my other vent installed, and got the funeral room is all done. Put a little window in there. Of course, everything is kind of a mess. I'm at that stage where tools are everywhere and different colored paints everywhere, and that's okay. Remember, safety first. Always cut any hard corners off, and then use a wood rasp to file down any sharp corners just so nobody gets hurt. This is the cabinet for the fogger, and I'll promise I'll make a separate video for that because it's kind of involved. I'll try to get that up later this weekend. And this enters the underground bunker, kind of the first part of the fallout shelter. This is all recycled wood. I had an old Halloween fence that I got about 5 years of use out of it. And then I just put the boards up. It took forever to take the fence apart, and then I aged the wood with just a vinegar solution that I have dissolved some iron filings in. It took about 2 weeks for the iron filings to dissolve, but that stuff works great. See, I'm always thinking of you guys, and I got some before video. So this is one of the old fence panels that I was telling you about. Actually served me pretty well. I got about 5 years of use out of it, so I just had to take all the pickets off and then cut them to size and then slap them up on the wall there. And you can see I'm using 2x4s just to give me, I needed some space out from, there's a concrete footing that I needed to clear. Anyway, that's what it looks like before the finishing. And here's some video of me applying my iron vinegar solution. Again, what I do is I take about a gallon of vinegar, I put it in a bucket, I put about a quarter cup of iron filings in it, and I seal it for about a week to 2 weeks. And then I add some water. You add as much water as you'd like. This is a pretty strong solution. It's about 50% of the vinegar solution to 50% water. And you can see it just does a really great job of aging the wood so it looks natural. And I just threw up some paneling right here. This is where my sprinkler timer, and I have a power strip here, so I really want to keep access to that, so I'll make some faux panel around here. And then this is the unfinished portion, so I still have just one wall to build, and then I can start putting the rest of the paneling up. This is the back side of the kind of the fallout shelter. This part right here will be bricked out to go into the bunker area, and then the last part is the mad scientist laboratory. I'll show you, I did make a panel over here because I need access to, I have an outdoor switch here for an outdoor plug and the garage door opener and the garage lights, so I can actually turn the garage lights by just moving a switch back here. But what I did was I made a panel with Velcro so that I can get back here, so I can get to all of the switches if I need to. So that actually worked out quite nicely. Matter of fact, I can take this whole thing off if I wanted to and just leave it off until the big day on Halloween day. So, alright, I'll cut, and then I will turn all of the spooky lights on, and then I'll do another walkthrough so you can kind of see what it looks like. Okay, before I turn all of the lights off, I want to show you, remember I mentioned that I was going to run lighting under here. I had drilled some holes through on the back side of the panel here. Well, this is the light. You can see the LED lights. It's just a strip light. Comes in a 16-foot spool. Comes with a remote. It's very cool. You can change the color. I just put the sensor right here so I can change it to red or blue or green, or I could even do like a flash, but I'll probably just choose like red or green. Green kind of puts off a lot of light, which reminds me, whenever you're doing a faux finish, you don't have to worry too much about it depending on where it's going to be. Like these panels, it's going to be pretty dark in here, so I didn't obsess too much over getting the rust effect perfect, but I still have a little bit of dry brushing to do with silver, and that'll make it pop a little bit more. But I'm going to have pipes all through here as well, just to give it more dimension. So I'll go ahead and shut the other light off here. So this is what the haunt panels look like, with that cool orange glow. And obviously it's really dark because of the video camera, but then you'll come around here. This will be the boiler room or sewer theme. Again, I've got the haunt panels on this side again. And then these are the vents with the orange light glowing through. It looks really, really cool. I don't know if the camera's going to be able to pick it up, but... And this will be kind of the morgue or the autopsy room in this area. The sink, it's nice having a sink because you can do a lot of cool stuff with water. I'll put a mister in there or something. And this is the cool new Mad Scientist panel. I'll do a separate video on how I made this. The switches actually work and turn off. Did put lighting in one of the gauges. And these are all, most of these are just old switches and that I've found online. And then when you go into the funeral home, I put a window in with a little bit of a glow from that, again from that orange LED rope light. And then again, using that rope light to my advantage, it shines through the slat, so it's got this kind of creepy glow to it. And where you can see the rope light, that's all going to be covered up. Again, the same thing carried along through this area. And that's where I'm at right now. So I will post another update as soon as I get some more stuff done.